His name was Bob Proctor from the movie The Secret. Meeting that man and being introduced to his light and his information changed my entire world. I built a successful 7-figure business in just 7 months. I created a persona, a version of myself who was a millionaire. And I believed wholeheartedly after a few months of self-concept and identity work that I could become the millionaire version of myself. I did $18 million in revenue in under 2 years. Has this last 5 years been all rainbows and sunshine? No, it has not. 2022 was the hardest year of my life since being in this work. I experienced a separation of my marriage, a deterioration of my team, and an emergency lung surgery from all the repressed grief that I didn't allow myself to feel in those moments. But what I can tell you about this contrast, about that year in my life, is that it has prepared me for the woman that is sitting here in front of you today. I've received multiple awards and accolades and trips and accomplishments, but these are not the things that make me so fulfilled. These are not the things that make me so happy. Those things that actually bring me true peace, true love, true joy into my life are the connections that I have with myself and with others, my ability to serve people through this work, and to step into the real version of me that lies within. We have people who have made millions and millions of dollars. We have people who have quantum leaped their life, who have manifested awards and accolades and #1 best-selling books. We have people that are making a significant difference in this world because they're choosing to become an elevated version of them. The biggest thing that I can tell you right now, and the biggest learning from this journey, is please do not underestimate yourself. Please dream bigger and choose grander. And I want to say thank you for joining me, for choosing you, and for allowing me to be the vessel that guides you towards the light that you are being drawn to in this moment. Only love and gratitude, Kathleen.
Good morning. How is everyone? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from everywhere in the world. I was watching the chat box and I was watching where everyone was coming from. And I was like, wow, we literally have such a beautiful opportunity to connect with anyone, anywhere in the world through the power of manifestation, right? And so the internet, Zoom, the ability to connect like this, someone manifested this beautiful opportunity for us all. And they thought outside of what they normally observed and decided to create something that had never existed before. And that is true manifestation. So grateful to be here with all of you. This is our annual end of year live event. This is, I believe, the 6th year that I have done this. And this is my own personal process that I take myself through at the end of every year. So I have been thick in the process for about the past week. I've been reflecting for about the past week about my life, my year. What are some of the ways in which my year really, really flourished? And then where were ways where I felt like I didn't fully follow through? Or where did I maybe fall for some beliefs that weren't true? Things like that. And so I'm going to explain to you a little bit about this process and what we're going to go through, but I want to tell you that I'm going through it with you all right now in this moment too. So this is definitely one of our most emotional events that we do because of the reflection process, but I want to make sure that we all do it with so much love and so much grace and so much compassion for ourselves and for others. And if we do that, this exercise will serve us so well. It will serve us so well. So please trust and please have faith. I saw where everybody was coming in from, so I love that. Thank you for sharing that. One thing that I would love to know from all of you as well, whether you are on the Zoom call or you are on the live stream, is how many of you are current members of the Diamond Academy family, or perhaps were a member a couple of years ago, I don't know, and let us know in what capacity. So if you are in Millionaire, or you've been in Millionaire, Modern Mentor, House of Manifestation, you let us know. I was very, very vocal with everyone that is currently in a course or a program with us that I want them to do this. I even canceled my Millionaire call this week because I want every single person to be here doing this work with us. So everyone, we're leaving no one behind. Oh, we got Inner Circle members on here too. Good, 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 good. So we are going to all ascend together, right? Which is so beautiful. So I want to make sure if you joined the Ascendance collection, you are part of the family. Yes, absolutely. Really, if you've been in any sort of paid anything, we call you a member of the family, but really we treat everyone like a member of the family, no matter what. Even those that never take anything paid and watch all the free stuff and DM me, I still feel like you're a member of my family too, so. Anyways, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. So let's talk a little bit about the next couple of days. This is more workshop style. So I won't be sitting here talking to you the entire time. I will, but we're also going to do some journaling. So we do have some music ready for us to do some reflection and to do some journaling together as a group. You do have homework today, and it is to be done today. Okay? We're not putting this off. Some of you are going to want to put this off. You're going to be like, well, I'm not ready yet, so I'll wait until Sunday. No. We are doing it today. Okay, so everyone, I want you to do the homework today before you get back on tomorrow. I'm taking you through a process. We're going to do it together. I'm going to do the homework tonight too. So don't worry. We got this. But yeah, so I want each and every one of you to do this homework. But basically what we're going to do today is going to be 2 hours where we are going to talk about what it means to reflect upon your year. So most of the time, I am not somebody that's going to tell you to go backwards. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's go back and see what happened. This is the one time I really want you to do this. And it's for the feedback. It's for the awareness. It's for the self-awareness. It's for the growth. So all day today, we're going to talk about this. We will do a combined reflection activity. We have a workbook for you all. We will share the workbook today. We will also share it in the show notes on the YouTube channel. We will also email the workbook out, and it will also be on the landing page with the playlist. We also put the playlist on the replay landing page. We put it all in one place. You should have no problem finding it, but as a last resort, you can reach out to my team. Any member of my team will be able to give it to you, but we do have a workbook as well. So we will show you the workbook in a little bit here, and you can see what we are going to do. I lost my chat. Hold on. I want to go back and see everybody. There we go. What is the address for the landing page? Oh, I don't know the answer to that. It gets emailed out and the team knows it too. But anyways, you can find it. And then you can find everything also on the YouTube channel. So right now we're streaming to the YouTube channel, and then this is where the replays will actually live. Okay, so if you need them. Anyways, so today will be all about reflection. We will then come back tomorrow for 2 days, and tomorrow is where we will begin the rise. So the reason why I called this one, last year I think it was reflection, the year before that maybe it was bless and release. This one I wanted to call it reflect, reignite, rise, because I feel like after we've reflected, we've looked upon our year, we've done our release ceremonies, it's what we're going to do tonight. What I really want us to do is to begin tomorrow to reignite the flame, to reignite the spark, to reignite the desire, right? And that is the starting point of all manifestations, right? It is those individuals that have a burning desire for something outside of what they're experiencing that gain the persistence, the discipline, the commitment to move forward. So tomorrow we're going to talk about desire. I'm going to help you reignite the flame. And if you already have a burning desire, we're going to make it stronger because the stronger, the better, right? And then we will then talk about what it means to then rise, right? And so to rise means to say goodbye to and to rise up out of, or to resurrect from, into a new identity, a new version of yourself. And we do this in December so that it's super, super clear as we go into the new year, which there's multiple new years depending on who you are, where you are, what your beliefs are. But we're using this one as a beautiful opportunity for us to ritualize a process and go into 2026, our most empowered version, our lightest version, right? The lighter we are, light and bright, but also light in terms of like weight and heaviness. So the lightest that we can be going into 2026, the best 2026 you will ever have. And I really want you all to experience so much love. I want you to experience so much wealth and health and purpose and meaning and fulfillment and love and joy in your life for 2026. So that's where we're going to do this process of reflecting, reigniting, and then rising and moving into our best for 2026. I also have, so we have Homeward Tonight and a beautiful song that we're going to end the day with. God sent this song to me 2 nights ago, literally just put it right in front of my awareness and was like, okay, this is the song. And then we will have an interview with Tara at 11. It's going to inspire the heck out of you. And then tomorrow we will do Desire and Decision and Rise and end with a beautiful song as well. If you have questions, please reach out to any member of the team. I have a beautiful group of individuals. Many of you already know them. Many of you have spoken to them that are here to support all of you through this training. And then if you choose to go further with us and you choose to go deeper and you choose to extend or continue or come and join something with us for the first time, they will continue with you along that journey, and you will see them, whether it's in House of Manifestation, Millionaire, or Modern Mentor. Inner Circle is with me. So we're so grateful. Can my team please raise their hand so you can see? This is the member of my team that is here. My mama and my papa are on here too. My mom and dad, look at them raising their hands. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we are so grateful. We really do truly come together as a family with so much love and light to help all of you. Every single member of my team will have a Diamond Academy email. So please do not, if there's anybody else that's emailing you from a Gmail account, that's not us. So make sure that you can see that they have a Diamond Academy formal email, and they may text you and things like that. So if you haven't chatted with them, please do so because they are wonderful and incredible, and they will help you stretch, but in the most loving way. They're not here to let you stay in the same place. So if they say something that triggers you a little bit, good, because that means that's where the growth is, right? If you never experience that kind of like, ooh, what did you just say? Then you won't experience the shift that comes from the awareness of those things. So they're here to chat with you. And if you have questions, they will answer anytime and give you the workbook, talk to you about courses, programs, retreats, whatever we have. So we have so much planned for 2026, you guys. Like, it's really, 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 really exciting. So I'm grateful. Thank you, team. Love you all so much. And if you have questions, reach out to them, please. Book your call with them. They have some space in their calendars to chat with you all. So if you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to go, what that looks like, they can give you information on what the best thing is for you. So please always don't hesitate. And notice when you are avoiding. Notice when you're avoiding members of the team, and notice why that might be. You never waste our time. This is what I hear all the time. Well, I don't want to waste their time. Oh, come on. Can time ever be wasted when it's in the name of growth? I would say no, it can't, right? So grateful. Let's do a beautiful little prayer, and then we're going to get into a little bit about my story and reflection, why it served me. Jen, we will you could probably put the workbook, as soon as I'm done with the prayer, we can put the workbook in the comments. People can start opening it up. Okay, let us begin with a beautiful word of gratitude. Thank you, God. Thank you for this incredible collective live event, and for this life, and for the wonder of this moment. Thank you for everything that has ever happened to us, is happening now, and ever will happen. For all of it has produced the perfection of this next breath and the glory of who we are now going to be. Amen. Beautiful. Okay, workbook is in the comments. If you aren't able to open it or access it right now, trust that it was not meant to be and simply use a piece of paper or a journal, okay? I don't want you to feel like if you can't open it, you get into a panic or a worry. Does not matter. Just get your journal out, take your notes. We will show you the workbook when it gets to that page, and we will do what we need to do to move through, okay? The most important thing is we want to go with the flow. We want to go with the flow of life. We don't want to butt up against it. We don't want to fight it. So you will notice that if things don't seem to be working out in some capacity, I just say, oh, it must not be. It must not meant to be. That's okay. We're meant to record it on a different day. Let's try one more time. So I was meant to be on a podcast with someone a few weeks ago, and it just would not work. It just kept coming up, error message, error message, error message, no matter what we did. And, it got to a point where we said, okay, we're going to give it one more shot. We're going to give it one more try. And if it doesn't work, then it's not meant to be. So there's a reason why we're meant to speak on a different day, and to just trust the flow of life, right? And trust me, when you trust the flow of life, it gets a lot easier for you. I want you guys to all have the most beautiful experience here while you're in this iteration. I don't want you to be fighting or butting up against it. I just had something like that happen yesterday. There's always a reason. Yeah, see? And I just trust. I just really do trust. But also notice when you start to use it in the opposite direction. Okay? So it's like, oh, I'm supposed to go to the gym. I don't want to go. And then my car suddenly isn't working. And oops, I guess I'm not meant to go. Just kind of notice when you start to use it to your advantage in the opposite. And with the divine timing thing, some people will say, oh, like I'm waiting for divine time to deliver whatever for me. No, it doesn't work that way. It'll come to you when you match the vibration of it. So if it's not here, it's because you don't match it. And so it's just a beautiful opportunity for you to just ask, in what way could I match this experience? Or in what way could I know this to be true already? In what way can I allow this to be the truth in this moment instead of waiting for divine time? I'm never waiting for divine time. Anyways, tomorrow is my last contracted date of employment. Oh, for nursing after 30 years. Isn't this perfect event timing for you, Donna? I love this. Congratulations. Congratulations. Beautiful. Okay, so let's chat reflection now. This is such an important part of ending the year off. And you can do this at any point. You can do this at any time. It is an exercise of taking a look at past experience, right? So we're going to look back now. I don't have you look back often, but when I do have you look back, it's for a real beautiful purpose. So when we start to look back, and we're going to look back on this year, so from January 2025 until today, okay, I want you to look back upon this past 11 and a half months and take a look at your life. Now, one beautiful way in which you can do this that helps me wonderfully is to look in your camera roll. So I go into my camera roll and I go to January and I take a look at what happened in January. Where was I? What was I doing? Who was I with? What were some of the photos that I was taking? And it becomes a great refresher, right? It becomes a beautiful refresher as to what was going on in your life back then. But the most important thing I want us all to begin with, when we look at January is what was the energy that I was in? What was the vibration? What was the feeling? What were the thoughts? And what did I say I wanted to happen in 2025? What were the goals that I set for myself? What were the intentions that I had? What were the things that I said I was going to do? What was the embodiment, the identity I said I was going to embody? And to really look at, if you looked at it right now, would you say that you did all of those things? Did you follow through on it? Did you do the things that you said you were going to do? Did you think in the ways that you said you were going to think? Did you show up as the identity that you said you were going to show up as? Did you achieve your goals or not? Did things come into your world or not? These are important reflections, right? And I want us to reflect on these things with love. Okay, so what does it mean to reflect on something with love? As an observer, right? Not a judger, but an observer. right? So if you're someone that is, you find yourself judging yourself very often, maybe you're not even aware of it, but it feels like this. Oh, I didn't do that. What an idiot. Oh man, I still haven't accomplished that yet. Like, oh, it's been years I've been working at this and trying. Okay? Judgment. So what I want us to do is to look at it as an observer. So what would an observer say? Oh, I said I was going to work out 4 days a week, and I really never did that. Okay, let's notice. Write it down. Oh, I'm making the same amount of money now as I was making in January. Okay, let's write that down. I'm making the same amount of money. Right? So the judgment is, I'm making the same amount of money. I'm wrong. I'm bad. I failed in some capacity. And that's what I don't want you to do. Because what happens when we put judgment in there? It doesn't feel good, yes. But vibrationally, what happens when we throw judgment into the mix? We are now, our point of attraction is what? Judgment, failure, disintegration. It says we're not good enough. It says we're not worthy. It says that we're failing. It says that we're not successful. We're not doing that. Okay? So that's why I say that we are reflecting with love for ourselves, unconditional love, compassion, and grace. So try not to add any meaning, any judgment, any negativity to the reflection process. Okay? So I want you to write down what you have observed and not the meaning of the observation, right? So you're going to have to catch yourself here. And I'm giving you permission to not judge yourself, right? There's so many people out in this world that are going to tell you that to become an elevated version of yourself, that you should judge yourself. You should get mad at yourself. You should find all the ways that you're failing and all the ways that you're not showing up and all the times that you're missing the mark. What's a sin? To miss the mark, right? And so there's going to be a lot of people that are going to tell you that you should do that. To become better, you have to figure out all the ways in which you haven't been your best. No, I don't want to do that. I want us to really, really deeply, profoundly love ourselves and give ourselves compassion and grace and allow ourselves to flourish as we go into 2026. So is there areas for improvement? Yes. Is there opportunities for growth? Yes. Is there a difference between who you've always been and who you're now going to be? The rise? Yes. But I want us to do it from a perspective of gain instead of a perspective of gap, right? So when we are very much in the gap of where we want to go and where we are, it doesn't feel good. And then vibrationally we match it, which means we then manifest from it. So as we do this experience, I want us to reflect with love as an observer with compassion and grace. Can we do that? Can we all do that together? Great. And so the way that I also think about this too is with my daughters. I always love to talk to them about what they want to do next and where they want to go. And, what is it that you want to do this weekend? And what kind of Christmas baking do you want to do? And la, 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 what kind of baking worked last year? Like, what did we like? What didn't we like? What, all those things. And we remain very, very neutral to it. And be like, oh, this year we're going to do it this way. And maybe it comes to their grades and their homework and their homeschooling. Okay, homeschooling didn't work out that great while we were in Malibu that week. But how can we make sure that this week that we're doing it a little bit better, or making sure that we're showing up in a different energy or vibration for it? And so it's never about discipline for me, right? Like to discipline someone for something. So notice where you want to discipline yourself, where you want to restrict yourself. A really good example of this that I've noticed in myself was very, very learned. So as a young girl, because I carried extra weight on my body, and I joke and I say, sugar really loved to stick to my body. And so what I learned though, The behavior that I learned was whenever I eat sugar now, it's my mind says, oh, that's bad, that's wrong, you've messed up, you've made a mistake, you've screwed up. So there's the judgment. You ate sugar you shouldn't have, it's bad for you. And then what comes next? No more sugar for you, Kathleen. You're not allowed it. So now I'm disciplining myself. I'm punishing myself and I'm restricting myself, right? Because I'm saying that that's bad and that's wrong and I shouldn't do it. So instead, what are we going to do? We're going to say, oh, you know what? I've been consuming more sugar and my body's feeling a little bit off because of the sugar. So I would love to consume less sugar going forward. See the difference? There's no judgment. There's no discipline. And there's no deprivation. So will I continue to, what was the word Steph used? Somebody on my team used, embrace. Will I still embrace eating sugar in my lifetime? Yes, I will. With love, right? And it's okay. So I'm choosing to consume less, yes, but not with punishment and not with judgment, right? So this is the way in which I want us to really, really do these exercises because they're the most important. Kathleen, I wish I discovered you and were here 5 years ago. My life would have looked so different. Well, Angelica, let me tell you something. It was meant to be now, right? It was meant to be now. So we have to trust that it has happened when it was meant to happen. But don't let another day go by. Don't be like Shannon Beardsmore and watch me for 3 years. She knows. She knows. So don't do that. Come in here now. Make the decision that you're going to be different, that you're going to choose different for yourself. And let's go. Let's elevate. Let's ascend, right? Okay, so let me tell you about this exercise that I first did in 2019. So the very, very first time that I ever did this at the end of the year was in 2019. And I remember my coach at the time, she had given me this piece of paper that had like a left side and a right side. And on the left side, it was all the ways in which, you weren't your best in the year, and then all the ways that you were your best in the year. So it was this duality between what went right and what went wrong. What am I grateful for and what am I displeased with, right? And so we've taken that and we've broken it down into months just so that you can go through your year and take a look. But what was so beautiful about that exercise was I got to see just like this, sitting down in one shot, it was maybe 8 minutes, and I got to just journal out and write out all the things, I was so grateful for this and that and this and that and this and that, and then this didn't happen and this didn't happen and I wish that this had happened, and I got to see right in front of my own eyes all my limited beliefs, right? So what I ended up seeing right in front of me was all the places that I thought I had failed, which weren't actually real and true. They were limited beliefs. They were lies. They were untruths that I had fallen for. So this is what I want you guys to really pay attention to. Not so much about what did you achieve, but more so, what do you believe about what you achieved? Feel the difference? So there's one thing to say, oh, my goal was to make $1 million this year, and it didn't happen. Okay, but how close did you get? And how much more money did you make than last year? And did you continue to hold the image of the million a year all year long? And are you still holding it right now? Because that's what matters the most. It's not about whether you did it or you didn't do it. It's what are your beliefs about it? So do you think that you're bad and wrong and you failed because you didn't do it? Or are you still on the path, right? I had a financial ask for this year, a financial goal, so to speak, for this year. And I will hold the image that it is absolutely possible for it to come into my orbit right up until January 1st, which then I just create a new one, right? And so I just allow it to continue to be possible for me, and I stay in the realm of infinite potentiality. And then when 100, Anna, I just said 100, and you said 100 at the same time. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that, what Anna's talking about, because this is powerful. Because her and I are using this work right now to grow the YouTube channel with our minds. Anyways, so it's growing quickly right now, and it's because we've been giving it focused attention. But this is what I mean. It's like we are holding the image. So while I'm sitting here with all of you today, and I'm talking about reflecting on the year, and I'm talking about goals for next year, and I'm talking about reigniting your vision for next year, my foot is on the gas still for this year, right? So this isn't about, oh, well, forget about the next 2 weeks. Who cares? Oh no. Oh no, I'm like, anything can happen in the next 2 weeks. Let's go. So Anna and I are holding the image of hitting 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel by January 1st. So that's what, like 2 weeks from now? And so we are giving it so much love, and we are giving it so much belief, and we're pouring into it. And what's really happening is it's growing really quickly. So we were at 60,000 subscribers not long ago, and we're up to almost 70,000, I think. So if you aren't a subscriber, you get over there and you subscribe. And if you feel called to help us on this mission, you go share about our YouTube channel out in the world. But yeah, is it already done? Absolutely. Like, we already know it. So we've already created a beautiful celebratory graphic. So congratulations, like, thank you for 100,000 subscribers. We already have the graphic ready to go, and we will post it once it is observed. But yes, do we know that it's here and done and true? Absolutely, yeah. The YouTube, I think, is just Kathleen Cameron Manifest. Yeah, I think it's Kathleen Cameron Manifest. Anna, you might have to say, I can't recall. But yeah, so if you feel called to share, go right ahead, but like, zero attachment, right? So if January 1st or 2nd comes and we don't hit 100,000, do you think that Anna and I are going to be depressed, unhappy, feeling like failures, have any negative reaction? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are unattached, but are we celebrating it? Yeah, we really are. And so you all can do this with your minds. You can all ask for what you would love, and you can all call it in, visualize it, feel the feeling of it, act as in the assumption that it's already done. And even when we talk about the content for the YouTube channel, we ask, well, what would the 1 million subscribers want? Because 100K is just a step towards the 1 million. I know that the channel has 1 million subscribers. How do I know that? I was in Bob Proctor's studio in 2020. 2020? Yeah, it might have been 2021. I was in Bob Proctor's studio, and I had just launched the YouTube channel. I think it was 2021. And I walk into his studio, and he's in the middle of filming. He was doing like a Q&A or something, and he was in his studio teaching. And I sat there and I watched him teach. It was so beautiful. He got the chair ready for me, and I just sat there and I watched him teach live. It was right in his studio. It was just me. I was like his only audience, although he had like a bunch of people on Zoom. But I sat there just listening to him, and I was taking notes. Anyways, and he got up after and took a little bit of a break. And the man that worked in his studio gave me a tour of like the back. And I walk in, and we're talking about my YouTube channel, Sylvie. So I walk into the back room. It was kind of like the behind the scenes, like where everything was like operating. And the first thing I see is a big plaque, a YouTube plaque. And it was Bob's 1 million subscriber YouTube plaque. And so I have a picture of myself holding a 1 million subscribers YouTube plaque. And in that moment, I knew this is evidence, proof, future state of me one day holding a 1 million subscribers YouTube channel plaque. I just knew it in that moment. I was like, I got to take a picture of this, because I knew that that's what was being shown to me in that moment. So trust, faith, act in the assumption, rest in the knowing. and then allow yourself to have focused attention on that end result. So if you don't have a YouTube channel and you want one, get up there and do it. Like, it's so good. And whether it's TikTok or whether it's Instagram, like TikTok, I grew my TikTok channel. I think we got like 70,000 followers on TikTok in like 3 months or something like that. So fast when I first launched it. I don't post much over there anymore, but energetically it was powerful. So, anyways, just a little example of how I'm still holding the image of the vision of what can occur this year while we're doing this reflection process. Jim Carrey's $10 million check he wrote. Yeah, I love that, Kara. Does resting in the knowing take a lot of practice and time? Only if you believe that it needs to, Kala, right? So many people ask me, like, changing beliefs, is that hard work? Does that take time? Many people will ask me to develop self-confidence. Does that take time? I want to tell you that nothing has to take time. Things can occur in an instant. They can be easy. It says rest in the knowing and walk in the assumption. Am I frozen? Or are you all frozen? I think somebody's frozen. Am I back? I'm back now. Did I freeze or did all of you freeze? I froze? Oh man, I'm connected to the Ethernet. So I don't know why that would have happened. But anyways, we're okay. Energy's powerful. What was I talking about though? Oh, the quote on the candle says, rest in the knowing and walk in the assumption. So this is a statement that actually came to me on one of my calls when I was teaching. To rest in the knowing and to walk in the assumption. So to rest in the knowing means, okay, I'm going to surrender, I'm going to trust, I'm going to have faith that it's already done. What's already done? The desired state, okay, not what you're living now. That's what most people are doing. They're just resting in the assumption that life is just the way it is and it's always going to be that way. And so they keep just manifesting it. So we're not going to do that. So you got to be super, super clear on what it is that you would love to experience, right? So to rest in the knowing is it's the surrender, it's the certainty. And then walk in the assumption, not trust in the assumption, walk in the assumption. So to walk in the assumption means to move forward, to take action, right? So to walk in the assumption means, okay, if I assumed it was done, if I expected it to occur, what would I do? How would I move? What would be the way in which I would walk? So rest in the knowing and walk in the assumption. Yeah. And I didn't read that quote anywhere. That literally came through me one day when I was teaching. I was like, this is the secret sauce. And so when I saw her put that on a candle, I thought, oh man, this is brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So just powerful, powerful work. And walking to me implies movement. It implies action. When walking also means the 3D world, right? So it's not just in our minds. It does have to move into taking action from that knowing state, that certainty state. Okay, are we ready to do a little bit of journaling now? Are we ready to do a little bit of reflection? Okay, so before we play any music, Jen, I would love for you to pull up that page with the 2 things on the side, with the 2 columns. I think, yeah, this is your workbook. So we will repost it. It's digital, so you're probably not gonna be able to write on it anyways, but you can, this page, perfect. So what you can do is you can also just open up your journal and put a line through the middle of the page. So the workbook is being posted in the chat here. It's also being emailed out in the replay for you. So we didn't send it out beforehand. I wanted you to get it here today so that you didn't do this before. Okay, so on the one side, you're gonna see we've got January, February, March, April, May, June. There's a second page with the rest of the year. The one side is all about reflecting in more of a kind of positive outlook. And then the other one is a little bit more of a, I don't even want to say negative, but just a little bit more like feedbacky. Yeah, right? So here are some questions that could help you, but you could just answer it what went really well and what didn't go so well. Like it could just be, we're talking about the duality here, the highs and the lows, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, right? So when you're looking at the one column, you can say, okay, what did I courageously begin in 2025? What inspired or awakened me? What did I genuinely love and appreciate about my life? Who supported, guided, or uplifted me? What meaningful or magical moments unfolded? Where did I achieve goals? Where did things go right? Where was I successful? Where was my growth? Is there something that I did in 2025 that I can say, in March, I did this and it changed my life, you know? So I want you to reflect upon that. Now, when we go to the other side, and this is where we're going to look at some of the things that maybe fell off, or some of the things that didn't go so well, or some of the things that that didn't work, so to speak. So what did I outgrow or choose to stop in 2025? What challenged me or drained me? What desires or goals felt out of reach in 2025 and why? What experiences caused me pain or discomfort in 2025? What am I ready to release and leave behind as I enter 2026? So these are just some things that can get you thinking. But how I do this is I go back to January and I look at my phone and I look at the month of January. Where was I? Who was I with? What did I do? And I write on the left-hand side, I write out all the amazing things. I set new goals. I casted a new vision for myself. I began the year off as KCB. I made the decision to do XYZ. And then I look over at January and I'm like, oh, okay. So I said I was going to exercise every day. Did I continue to do that? I said I was going to do blah, 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 blah. Did I do that? What didn't go well in January? Did somebody leave my life in January? Was there a negative part or a contrasting experience in January? And what was that? And then I go to February and I do the same thing. So let's spend about, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes, something along those lines, on journaling right now collectively. So just if you didn't get the workbook link, we will post it again right now. But if you don't have it, that's okay. Just use your journal, use your paper. Don't worry about the actual workbook. You can just write this on a paper. Remember, it's not about the physical thing. It's actually about what happens inside the mind, right? What if we don't remember? That's okay. That's okay. We're just asking you to just reflect upon your year. So it doesn't necessarily matter what your intentions were, but if you looked upon your year, how would you describe it? How would you describe the month of February? How would you describe April? How would you describe May? How would you describe the overall year? Did you do what you said you were going to do? Was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Did life? You know, all those things. So Jen, let's put on some music and let's do a little bit of journaling for just like maybe 6 minutes and just let it flow. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't go make a tea. Don't get on your phone. Stay with me here and start journaling. Okay? Jen, you want to put on a bit of music? Thanks, beauty. Okay, so beautiful. Some of you are already sharing some of your awarenesses and your reflections in the chat. So if you feel called to, put an overall sense of how you're feeling. So much emotion. Yeah, emotion is so beautiful, and I don't want any of you to avoid it, no matter what your past experience with emotion is, it is part of our human experience. Like we literally came to this iteration to experience being a human. And so what that means is we came here to experience the fullness, right? The entirety of the human experience, which includes happiness and sadness, joy and boredom. We are here to experience it all. And so to be able to embrace your emotions is really, really beautiful. And so some of you might be like me, where you've always been very sensitive, very emotional. I can cry like this, drop of a hat, no problem. But others of you might be the other way, where you've never allowed yourself to really feel things, right? And you repress them and you suppress them, and it's weakness, it's bad. But I want us to all come to the same agreement that the truth is that our human experience is beautiful. All of it, every single component of it. And we came here to have it all. And so I just turn whatever the experience is with emotions, whatever that you have, I just turn it into a really good thing. And then I just allow myself to become better at that thing. So I'm getting better every single day at experiencing my human emotions and not grip them so tightly, but to just experience them, allow them to come and allow them to go, allow them to come and allow them to go, right? Someone put in here, I don't cry, it's so sad. According to who? Why? Why are we judging that you don't cry? Do you know what I mean? Just let yourself experience whoever you are and the way that you show up, and let it be what it is. And if you would like to cry one day, allow yourself the permission to do so. And those tears will come when they're meant to, right? So this is what we mean by don't judge it. Like, I know for me, I've had experiences in the past where the emotion starts to come up and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold it back. Don't do it. And in those moments where I hold it back and I'm like, no, don't do it, I'm actually saying, no, stay in here. Don't come out. Don't release. And so now I release it. I let it go. Even the man that I'm seeing right now, he knows me. I'm like, oh, I got to go have a quick cry. I'll call you back. Oh, sneezing. See? Oh, do you like my mug? Somebody commented on my mug. I actually got these mugs custom made for my team. It says manifest that shit. Am I allowed to cuss on YouTube? I don't know. But are they so cute? Yeah, they were custom for my team as gifts. And so of course I had to get myself one too. But yeah, so it's just important. It's just important to allow yourself to feel. We heal when we feel. We heal when we feel, right? Just don't sit in your soggy diaper, right? So don't go and replay something over and over and over again and cry and cry and cry and cry and cry because you're reliving. Allow that beautiful emotion to come up and through and let it go. Up and through and let it go. Up and through and let it go. I even said, Reagan, her and I'll talk. She's my youngest. She's 11. And I'm like, do you need to go have a little cry? She's like, yep. I'm going to go have a little cry. And I said, okay, good. Let her out. Let her out. And then she always feels so much better after. But it doesn't have to be tears, right? Emotions are not just tears. Emotions can come in many different ways. Can you purchase the mug? I asked the girl if she wanted to do a collab with me, but she said she's too busy. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just come up with my own mugs. Right? Yeah. I'm doing it. We're launching products. I don't think a mug is going to be one of the first ones, but we're definitely launching House of Manifestation products. So stay tuned. And I'm actually launching a brand new course the last week of December. Brand new, first time I have ever done a course on this topic, and I am so friggin' excited. It's going to change so many people's lives, like so many. And I'm ready. I wasn't ready before, but I'm ready to do it now. So anyway, so stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But yeah, brand new course coming in the last week of the year for January. Talk to me a little bit more about your reflections, okay? You don't have to get specific on what you're reflecting on, but I want you to notice themes. This is the most important part. I want you to notice the themes that are coming up for you. So if you are noticing themes of wow, I'm really bold and daring and wow, I'm really taking risks. I launched my business. Oh, I signed up for the Millionaire Program. Okay, Rachel, she slayed 2025. Amazing, incredible themes that I want us to be aware of. I want us to nurture. I want us to grow, and I want us to take with us. So those are the things that we are going to be proud of ourselves for, and that we are absolutely going to be taking with us. So, Jasin, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope so. Themes: courage, creation, commitment, exploration. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic themes. So we're going to take those same strengths and we are going to say yes to bringing them to 2026. So we are not going to burn those in a release ceremony this evening. We're going to keep them and we're going to take them with us, right? So Rachel's feeling really, really good about this year. Her business is growing. She's slaying. She's doing really, really well. Amazing. We're going to take all of that energy with us into 2026, right? I just got through January in those minutes. I'm spending so much time on this today. Thank you for the great reminder. So Kelly, continue to go through it today for the rest of the day, but just do today, and then we're going to do a release ceremony tonight. So don't spend 6 days on this. We're going too far. We don't need to go that far. I just want you to reflect on the things that we want to shift for next year and the things that we want to take with us, right? The moment I realized I didn't have to control anything, everything changed. The moment I fully surrendered to God was the most magical moment of 2025. Oh, yes, 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 yes. This is it, right? So what are you going to take into 2026 with you, right? The ability to surrender, the surrendered state. We're going to continue to take the surrendered state with us. What does it mean to control, to want to control? I have 52 chat comments right now. 52 unread chat. Okay, it just went to 53. Okay, now we're up to 60, but it was at 52. See how I'm always like looking and finding signs and telling a story in my mind, right? No way. I'm always forever going to do this, forever, because it just convinces my human that she is on the right path, that she's doing what she's meant to do. Because when my human, Kathleen Cameron, this one here in this vessel, this meat suit here, when she thinks she's unstoppable and she shows up that way, magic happens, right? So I want all of you to be in that vibration going into 2026. So where in 2025 have you not felt unstoppable? Where in 2025 have you felt less than or inferior? Where in 2025 did you think that you messed up, or you were too afraid, or you weren't bold, or you were hesitant, or you were tentative? Right? Unstoppable is literally the name of the podcast I decided to start. Fantastic. And a lot of you are putting finances in here. When did our financial status determine our worth? Who says? Right? No way. I'm not doing it. So what's really beautiful with this work and what's so magical about this is like the moment that you make a decision to be something that you've never been, to experience life in a way that you've never experienced before, that's when you vibrationally match that and you call it in. So if you continue to show up for life and make choices in the way that it's always been, you'll always stay that way, right? Okay, I love how you put the duality themes now, Jason, and I hope I'm saying that right. Themes: too much work, hard, exhausting, and unbalanced. Ugh, good. So what are we going to do with those words, with those ideas, with those beliefs? That it's too much work, it's too hard, it's too exhausting, and my life is not balanced. So we are going to take those things and we are going to release those tonight. We are not going to take with us the idea that I'm exhausted and that I have to be exhausted in order to be successful. We are not going to take the ideas that my life is unbalanced with us into 2026. We're not doing it. That things are hard? No. We are not taking the idea that anything is hard with us into 2026. And we are not going to take the idea that we have to do too much work, right? So what ideas do we want to take to 2026? It's easy. I have a balanced, beautiful, flowing life. I get my rest. and I feel nurtured and I work in a beautiful, balanced way. Those are what we want to take into 2026. So tonight, when we do the release ceremony, we are going to release those beliefs because the beliefs create the fact. So Jacinda is probably experiencing a life where she has to work really hard and has an unbalanced life and is exhausted in order to achieve success. Because you believe it's true, you then act on the truth and then you experience it. So now let's go into 2026 and let's do more by doing less. Let's experience a quantum leap by slowing down and resting more. That's where the magic of this work is. It's not about doing certain things, it's about doing things in a certain way. And that's what I teach you all. On every one of these Zooms, this is what I teach you all. Okay, so keep putting stuff into the chat box if you feel called to share. It's a beautiful way to give to the community because when somebody reads your comment and it resonates with them, it allows them to reflect, right? So you might just remind them of something. So what I just read out loud that Jacinda wrote, some of you might have went, oh yeah, that's me too. Write it out, right? So if you feel called, put it into the chat. But while you guys do that and while you're putting it into the chat, let's chat with Tara because she is lit up. This woman is lit up and I want you to feel her vibration. And it was all self-created, the vibration that she's in. And I want you guys to feel her. There you are. How are you?
So good. How are you?
You look like a completely different woman. And I love to observe this because you're like me. You're like a girl after my own heart.
I literally am a different person and it still blows my mind, but I am. So why not look it, right?
I know. I feel you. I feel you. And one of the things that I've noticed that I know that you're feeling right now is as I start to ascend in my identity in the way in which I see myself, I feel an overwhelming urge to change my clothes, to change the jewelry, to change my hair, to even change my physical space, like move things around. Like this backdrop here, I am so like, this is not me at all anymore. It doesn't match me. So I've been talking to my sister about like, what can we change? But I'm never here. I'm like in many different places.
Still change it, right?
But yeah, but it's so beautiful to observe how the outer world wants to shift once the inner world shifts, right? So
That's like the sweetest part to me because it's just confirmation because you know the changes inside first, right? But when you get that proof in the world around you and it really starts to reflect back, it's like, oh, I did it. It's like a confirmation that I did it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm experiencing that now.
Yeah, and there's a difference between the confirmation and the validation. So we'll go into that a
Yeah,
little bit more because I
totally.
think many of us are seeking to be validated from our outside world to
Yeah.
tell us that yes, you're it.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do this, give you permission. But I love how you use the word confirmation because that's what we're looking for. We want the outside world to one day tell us that yes, we have in fact shifted, but the shift actually occurs within. Okay,
Yeah.
but we could talk for hours about this, Tara. I
Yeah,
know we can,
totally.
but
Hmm.
I want you to tell them though first because you're going to naturally be who you are now, which is so magnetic and vibrant. But why don't you let them know where you were before, like what you believed about yourself before, so that we can see the duality.
So I had to dig in and be honest with myself to discover what I actually believed. Because if you called me on it and sat me down, I'd be like, nope, and I'd fight you on it. But I didn't see any value in anything that I did if it wasn't directly related to making money. All the
Mm,
effort I put into my kids and my house had no value. And if I wasn't there to serve and perform for other people and hustle and grind, I had no value. So really low self-worth. I didn't speak to myself with a lot of kindness. I was very mean to me and felt lost and stuck and heavy and overwhelmed with the to-do list. But I was good at hiding it, so the outside world thought I was doing all right, you know. Um, yeah, it was heavy and I felt stuck. And I was like, I know this material. I know like how to like I understand it, but I didn't know how to apply it. And like I have a good life, but I wasn't enjoying it. It was heavy. It's very
yeah,
heavy.
yeah. I know that. I know that same feeling because I think when the outside world would look upon you, and this is what I had observed of myself in 2018, 2019, is the outside world would have said, well, you've got a house and you've got a husband and kids
Mm-hmm.
and you've got like a job or a business and you seem to be walking around with a happy face on and you appear to be quite confident. So
Mm-hmm.
life appears to be good. So people would have said, okay, Kathleen's happy or successful.
Yep.
But the truth is what's going on in here is what the truth is to you, right?
Yes.
So the
And
experience of being Tara back then and the experience of being Kathleen back then wasn't a good one.
no. And I can see how it looked good to them, right? On paper, I checked a lot of boxes, but it didn't feel that way inside, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what I've observed from you, so Tara is in the Modern Mentor program and came to CEO Day. So I got to experience
Yeah.
Tara's energy in person. And what was so beautiful over the past few months, and you've been like messaging me, so she's been keeping me abreast. She's been sending me messages about some of the things that have been going on with her. And I have seen this massive awakening in identity, in value, in worth, in it's like almost like a light went up on and you're now like seeing your true version and your true self and like walking the world. But is that how you experience it? This is just my observation, but you,
Yeah, like it's CEO day was like a catalyst, right? Like I can see how everything built up to it, but that day was just like, pff, and then I've been on fire ever since, challenging every belief I've ever had. And I had no idea I could treat myself this way and see myself this way, but I'm kind of like hitting it at every angle and stretching it and embodying it. But it's like, I don't think any area of my life is untouched anymore
mm,
because why wouldn't I use it for everything?
exactly.
So everything's different. It's wild.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I saw a quote the other day, and you'll resonate with this, right? The ego wants to be something, but the soul just wants to be.
Yeah.
The ego wants to be something, but the soul just wants to be. And so we can't escape from our human experience and from the ego. But what we can do is we can recognize when the ego wants to be, and then when the ego wants to be something, XYZ, and when
Mhm.
the soul wants to be, and we can be in this beautiful duality of being, which is the surrender, the like, oh my gosh, like I've been worthy this whole freaking time.
Well, and I remember you saying the word remembering on CEO Day, and it replays in my mind a lot because it's like I didn't have to become confident and earn it and do the things. I just had to, whoa, I've always been confident, and it can be that fast. And one of the things I love about you is you teach the easy way, and I love efficiency and ease,
Yeah. Yep.
and then just apply it to every other part of your life and it changes. It's just a remembering. You've already got everything.
Yeah. But I think in our world, this booked and busy, right? Like this booked and busy idea has taught us that the harder we work, the more hours we spend in a day, the busier we are, the more things we check off on our to-do list, the more worthy we will feel that we will be, right? And then we end
Yep.
up in this hamster wheel.
Yep.
So how did you, like, what were some of the things that you started to remember that have led you to this moment now where you're just so happy to be yourself?
I don't know. The one that like what's coming to mind is I realized when I was hustling and grinding and putting like I attached my worth to the amount of hours, the amount of money. I was actually searching for the validation, right? Like I need to
Mm,
hear it from other people because I don't know myself that I'm worthy. If they say it, then I'll feel worthy. And I started to flip it all around, everything that I'm wanting to hear from other people, why am I not saying it to myself? And then like this, I don't need the validation, the love or the compliments that people give me now. I don't need it. It's a beautiful bonus, but I've already taught myself that that's true. That's why they're saying it. And it feels so freeing because I'm not doing anything anymore to perform. I'm just me. And it is easy. But I had no
yes.
idea who me was.
Yeah. And Thomas Troward says in one of his, I think it was a lecture that they put into a reading called Yourself, he says that there is a livingness to being yourself, right? And the word livingness is a powerful word. It's like, well, what the heck does that mean?
Hmm.
But to me, it's to feel fully alive, to feel fully embraced. And it's easy and natural when you allow yourself to be yourself and let that be enough. Like how many
Yeah,
times in our lives we're like, well, I got to make sure that my house is really, really clean so that I can have a clean house and know that I'm good enough. I'm going to make sure that I make money today so that I can go to sleep at night and say, you made money, you did a good job today, Kathleen. Like,
totally.
and so now to be like, no, today was a great day because I was me.
Yeah.
And I just let myself be me. And I gave and I loved and I served and I impacted people positively by just existing, right? And like there's no more work to be done in that. You just get to be.
I feel like I used to try and manipulate everything around me so that I could feel good inside. But then when I
Mm.
flipped it, it's like when I feel good, it's all good. And that's really easy. So, before I would get really stressed if my house was like cluttered or the housework was behind or whatever. And now I'm like, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. It doesn't affect how I feel about myself. I can
Yeah.
choose to have fun. Like it's just absolute freedom of the mind.
Yeah. 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 And I actually remember so many times that it would be like, I screwed up. I made a mistake. I didn't do enough. I don't look good enough. I didn't walk enough steps today. And so you start to look upon your life in this like not enoughness. And
Always.
then when you're looking at yourself in that way, you look upon your life in that way, and then you manifest that. But when you actually go within and you see the enoughness, like there is more than enough. And then you look upon yourself in that way, and then you look upon the world in that way, the world starts to mimic back to you what you believe,
Yeah.
right? And so what I always say to everyone, and I know I've said this in like every course that I've ever taught, is like the world will literally believe whatever you tell them. And you tell them by what you believe. So this
Yeah.
isn't about believing that you lack worth and then going out and pretending to. No.
Yeah.
This is about going within and remembering your worth. And then the rest of the world being like, oh yeah, that Tara, she's really something. She really believes in herself, right? So if you would describe how you feel about you now, what would you say about yourself when you think about Tara, what it's like to be Tara?
Like I'm my own best friend and my biggest fan. And I can do anything that I decide to, and I can do hard things and I can handle it and I can rest and I can listen to my body and I have freedom of choice because nothing out there actually controls my mind anymore. So I'm like, ooh, what are we gonna do today? What do we want to like just and I mean the hoodie you gave us at CEO Day, there's no limit, or the limit is not real. The limit does not exist. I can't
The
remember the
limit does
exact
not
wording.
exist. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I wear that, it replays in my mind, and I was just like, whoa. And when I realized that's real, there are
Mm.
literally no limits. There are literally no rules. I stopped operating by rules and making my own. And I never thought I could feel this way about myself without having a big dollar value in the bank account, without having like anything out there. Because I thought, oh, when I have these things, I'll feel successful or good or happy. No, I can follow, right? And then I always picture everything. I'm walking around with a mirror. I have to smile first, right? So if I believe
Yes.
I'm the CEO of my life, and that's been my part of my identity that I repeat to myself, once I know that I'm the CEO of my life, of course people reflect it back. That's how
Yep.
this works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is where I want everyone to fully understand, and this is the embodiment piece, right? So what you're observing with Tara is you're observing her talk about what she used to think of herself and what she now thinks of herself. That's embodiment. This isn't about information, right? This isn't about the lessons that I taught you and like reading from a book and saying like this is what you do. No, no, no. This is allowing yourself to think new thoughts. This is allowing yourself to look in the mirror and see something different. This is about allowing yourself to remember the truth, which means you have to stop fighting the untruths. Like, stop making them real. Somebody just said something about your mug. Hold on. I love that you're drinking from a Star Wars mug, Tara. I worked on that movie. Lola worked on that movie. Isn't that cool? But
That's cool.
what I love about Star Wars, okay, and I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I was
I'm not either.
married to a sci-fi buff, so he used to watch that all the time.
Husband.
But yeah, but what I love about Star Wars is they talk about the Force.
Yeah.
right? So the force is with you or whatever. I don't even know. But I really feel like we have a force. Like I feel like they're talking about source, God,
I
universe.
So my husband and I kind of talked about this in this past week because he loves Star Wars. I intentionally avoided watching it my whole life, and then now since we've met, I've watched a couple of them because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
embrace. Um, but we'll have conversations, and I will talk exactly like you just did and call it the Force. And he's like, "That's not the Force," and I'm like, "But there's no rules. So if that's how my Force works, then I will call it my Force.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes, yes, yes. I do it all the time. I'm like, okay, let's use the force, the source.
Why not?"
But but I do believe that we have the power to guide and direct source energy through our thoughts and through our actions and through our belief systems. And so the ripple effect that this new remembering of Terra has on your outer world is magical and will continue to be magical because when a woman believes that she is completely unstoppable and fearless and bold and daring and loves herself and thinks she's her best friend, what the heck is she going to do out in the world? Big things.
Well, and this is one thing I want to highlight too, like CEOD being a catalyst, the biggest difference before and after, and like proof of quick, like one day I came into it like I've studied, learned the information for years. I know the information, but I was wishing and hoping that it could be real. You know, that day it clicked that this is real and true instead of like, please could it work that way because, oh, magic sounds good. And when you know it's real, and it took
Yeah.
me forever to get there.
Oh, Tara. No, it was in the most perfect divine time. And
Yeah.
now you've had this, you have this knowing now that's going to change the rest of your existence. And you know that.
Yeah.
It's such a peaceful place. It's such a joyous place. So for anybody that's maybe been in the work for a really long time or anybody that's been watching for a really long time, what would you have to say to them about deciding to remember?
Well, first of all, I need to give so much credit to Diamond because I've had multiple mentors before. You know, I've like I said, like the last 10 years, I've had a lot of coaches, a lot of mentors. I live my life in the masculine, but what
Mm,
you guys have provided is so incredible. And it's not just a company, you know, it's not just a program.
yeah.
You pour love, you teach balance, you show all the things, you encourage, you support. It's a whole different feeling. Like this is not just a coaching company. And if there is any part of you that thinks maybe this is for me, or if you want to believe what I believe, if you're on this call, this is already meant for you. Your future self is like, okay, just decide this is the safest place
Mm.
to take that step. And you should frickin' do it. It has nothing to do with the price. It's just you saying, I'm in. I'm ready. And just go for it because what's the worst? Next year comes and nothing changes and you're right back here. Save yourself the time. I'm all about efficiency. Just freaking go for it.
It's so true. How many of you have been
Yeah.
on multiple of these and you're still in the same spot? So we don't want that. We want you to come back and be like, man, like it's so different. And I'll say, Tara, thank you for seeing us because we truly are we are an organization or a community or a group of people who have come together to do God's work in such a powerful way. And this isn't just about like a corporation.
No.
This is about love and service. And we do believe that this is our call to good, our reason for being. And so as long as we stay true to that, I know that we'll continue to impact people. Tara, it has been such a beautiful pleasure to watch this, honestly, and you're just beginning. Like you've just remembered. So I can only imagine what is going to come of the rest of your life. And thank you for sharing your beautiful light and energy with us. And you took Millionaire and Modern Mentor, right? Somebody was asking. Yeah, I think you
Yes.
took both.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millionaire and Modern Mentor. And I'm sure we will be watching and cheering you on the whole entire time. Cannot wait. Please, everybody, give Tara so much love. Thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank you,
you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. It was an absolute pleasure to be here.
Oh man, I have to tell you that one of my favorite experiences is coming on here to interview people, to be able to share with you all the proof of what it means to embody this work. So I don't bring people up here to say anything about myself. I'm actually bringing them up here as proof for you that someone other than me is experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing. And so it's just proof of life, the livingness of life that is coming through so many people. So I'm so grateful for all of you that share. And if you're just starting your journey with us, look what you have to look forward to. Truly, so blessed and so grateful. And never, ever, please judge yourself up against someone else. Never. Use it as a frame of reference, a point of inspiration and motivation, and never feel like because it hasn't happened for you yet, that it can't happen for you. That belief will keep you in the same spot. So let your mind go to what's next for me. Oh, I'm so excited for me to have that experience. Oh, Jen Perman, who's being interviewed in 2026. This is a really powerful thing. This has become a beautiful manifestation for people, is that people will decide that they're going to come on and be interviewed. And then when they decide that they're going to come on and be interviewed, they are then beginning to bend reality, because then what happens is then your story starts to take fold in the way that you choose it. So ask yourself, when are you going to be interviewed by me on a live event, and what's the story you're going to tell? And then that's the beginnings of the manifestation. So maybe even write it out, maybe put it in your calendar. Some of you have sent me messages and said, you're going to interview me one day. And I'm like, okay, can't wait. I got my questions ready, and I'm serious. I'm like, yeah, I'll interview you all. Let's just do a whole day full. Yeah. So anyway, just a little way that we can move the energy. It's a way of living in the end result, walking in the assumption, right? So it's just a little example. Okay. So we have done some journaling this morning together. Continue doing your journaling once we get off this call. But what I really, really want to do is I want to go a little bit deeper into the act of releasing and what that means, right? And so in order to release something means to what? Let it go. Okay. So it might mean letting people go. Yes. It might mean letting behaviors go. Yes. It might mean letting thoughts go. Yes. It might mean letting beliefs go. Yes. It might be forgiveness. It's also a form of let, right? So to forgive someone is to what? Let the resentment, the anger, the judgment go. So it might be, is there someone in your life that you can forgive? And you don't need to tell them you're forgiving them. We don't need to broadcast what's going on in here. It's just in here, right? So when you're holding on to resentment, anger, right? When you're holding on to the belief that things are not going your way, or that somebody wronged you in some capacity, or that you're a victim in some way, that is an energy that holds in your body, right? And so I don't want any of you to hold that in your body anymore. I want you to let it go. So there's two things that we can do there then. We can forgive, or we can understand, or we can do both. Right? Neil Donald Walsh said something to me on a call once that was so incredibly beautiful, and it is a higher spiritual perspective. And so take it for what you will, but he says forgiveness, understanding replaces forgiveness in the mind of the spiritual master. Understanding replaces forgiveness in the mind of the spiritual master. Okay. So the spiritual master, what does that mean? So that's the higher spiritual perspective, the soul's perspective. Does the soul judge? Does the soul say you're wrong, you're bad? No. Does the soul say you did me dirty? How dare you? No, right? So from a higher spiritual perspective, there's no need for forgiveness, because forgiveness implies judgment. I'm going to be up here on my higher horse thinking that you screwed up down here on the ground. And I'm going to sit here from this higher horse and say, I'm going to forgive you. You're going to get my forgiveness for what you did wrong and bad. See the judgment in there? So I don't want to say that forgiveness is bad and wrong, because you can still do it, please. It is a higher a higher road, a higher calling, and it is something that will allow you to release. But if that doesn't resonate with you, then go up to understanding. So understanding says, why on earth would someone treat me that way? Why on earth would someone possibly behave in that manner? What would lead someone to do that wrong thing to me? To say that nasty thing to me? Even, what on earth would have this person manifest me out of their life? Wow, self-sabotage. You know, they couldn't hold such a beautiful light. So they retreated back to their dark, right? So when we start to look at that, we start to look at what were they taught when they were growing up to think that that behavior is okay and natural and good? What were the patterns and the programs that they hold? What is the self-love status that they feel for themselves to behave in this way and to sabotage themselves in this way? So once we move into understanding, we start to have compassion. And we're not saying that we're condoning behavior. We're not saying that it's okay, keep on your path. But what we're saying is I'm no longer going to hold the resentment, the anger, the frustration, the victimhood, the feelings of inferiority, the feeling that I was wronged or done dirty. I'm going to let all of that go. I'm going to let it go. And I'm not going to take it into 2026. Because when you go into 2026 feeling more like Tara, okay, do you think Tara's holding a lot of resentment and negativity and anger in her now? Oh no, she's remembered her truth, who and what she is. So sometimes you just have to let people be who they are without taking on that for yourself and what it means for you, right? So what I do in these circumstances in my life is like, if somebody shows me what I need to see, it's an awareness. So it's like, oh, wow, look what God just made me aware of, right? And so I became aware of it. Why? So that I can make a new decision, that that's not in energetic alignment with me, right? And so I'm going to understand how that person would behave in that way. I'm going to have compassion, and I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to move forward through forgiveness or understanding and no longer allow that person to be in my life in the way that they were, perhaps, right? So this is some of the deeper stuff with some of this reflection is I really, really want you to see that it's never really been about you, and you've made it about you. And when you've made it about you with your personal mind, your egoic mind, you've now created an energy and a belief and an identity about you within yourself. Somebody just gave me a great example, Michelle. My stepdaughter created lies about me. It's been tough to move forward, although I understand her past programming. So when your stepdaughter says lies about you, right? What does that say about you, Michelle? Right? So you got to ask the question. If they're lies and they're not true, well, then you don't believe them, and you know you don't believe them, and you know that they're not true. So it can't be that what she said is true. So it's not that. It's having a stepdaughter that would create lies about you says, what about you? Right? So now we're going to go a little bit deeper. You feel judged, but where are you judging yourself? Where are you believing that you're not good enough? And it might even be you weren't good enough to have a stepdaughter that really loves you. Instead, you have a stepdaughter that lies about you. So what is that saying about you? Right? So here's the story. Here's the story coming, right? And so like even with parenting, right? If you have a child that isn't doing what you want them to do, they're not showing up the way you want them to do. They don't have a job. They don't pay their bills. They're maybe even doing things and behaviors that aren't what you desire them to be. Are you fighting it? Are you fighting up against it? And are you making it about you? Are you making it about your ability to raise them and whether you're good or bad? Whether you're a good mother or a bad mother because of how your child is behaving? What if you love them anyway? What if you allow them to be who they're going to be anyway? What if you believe that you're trying your best? What if you give them love? What if you become the best version of yourself so that you could support them through their journey instead of fighting up against them, right? So this is what I mean. So we're not letting go of the experience. So Michelle is very much having an experience where a stepdaughter's telling lies, but you don't have to experience it in the same way. So what we can do is we can let go of the story. We can let go of the meaning. We can let go of the hurt feelings, and we can move into our truth, which is that we're a loving and amazing and incredible and powerful, and that we are all one, right? We are all one. And so a beautiful awareness I also had at one point in this beautiful journey was that if we are all one and we are all made of the same source, then we all have access, ability to experience all the good that the world has to offer. And so when I judge another, I judge myself. When I condemn another, I condemn myself. And so to move into this loving perspective, it's not weakness, it's strength. It is strength. You have to fight your programming to make other people wrong, right? And so everything is a mirror. Everything is a teacher. Everything is telling you more about you. So this is so beautiful because we have an opportunity to be a part of the change out in the world. And how we become that change out in the world is embodying the change. So to stop with the judgment, to stop with the resentment, to stop with the blame, right? And to realize that we are one. And even times where people have wronged me, what do? I send them love, genuinely, honestly. I send them healing and love, and I'll do a prayer for them. I will literally do a prayer for them. And it doesn't come from a place that I think that I'm better than anyone. It's understanding that we are all one and we are all interconnected. So if I send them loving vibration, if I direct source energy towards their love and their healing and their support, they will feel better. It's not about me. It's about helping them. So I always send love, set intention, do prayers for those that might in some way be making me wrong. But I will not let your wrong feelings of me become my wrong feelings of me. I will not take that on, right? So where in your life, where in 2025 are you taking on the wrong feelings? Where are you taking on the judgments? Where are you taking on other people's beliefs of you? And where can you see your greatness? If you want the best that the world has to offer, you have to offer the world your best. And offering your world your best is in your light, not in your dark. It's in your light. And we all have the duality. We're always going to have that. So this isn't about returning to our full divinity forever, because we're having a human experience. Once the human experience is over, then we return. But while we're here, we're going to experience the duality. But how can we experience our light more than our dark? How can we influence the world through our light and less through our dark? Yeah, it's so beautiful. Okay, let me see if there's anything else in the chat that you want to go through. How do I accept and stop hurting or being sad when a child cuts you out of their life? I've been really struggling with this. Forgiveness. So, Chrissy, what I would say in this place, self-forgiveness is probably necessary the most. I forgive myself for judging myself for. So what in this circumstance have you been judging yourself on? Right? What is the story? What does it mean when a child cuts you out of their life? What's the story? What's the belief system? And then the more that you remain in that idea, the more the reality of a child no longer connecting with you and cutting you out of your life is going to remain true. So allow yourself to let go of the feelings around it, the stories around it, forgive yourself, and then ask, what would I love? I would love to hear from my child. I would love my child to be back in my life. And when we start to think from that reality, from that idea, a 2026 with the child back in your life, you start manifesting that experience. But when you're in judgment of the other experience, you're keeping it real and alive. So release the judgment. Allow yourself to ask, where could I have done differently? What could I release? What could I let go of? And then start dreaming about the possibilities of what comes next, right? The reality will bend according to your belief. If you believe that someone's going to call you, they'll call you. If you give them your energy, I'll be thinking about somebody and then they call me. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, and I'll even think, I would like this person to call me. So I would think about them until they call me. And they'll call. They'll text. They'll show up. Because we're all interconnected. So if you're sending out the vibration of, I love my kids so much and I can't wait to talk to them and see them again, what they're receiving is love. They're going to start to think of you in more positive ways. And I believe they will manifest themselves back into your life. You will manifest them back into your life, 100%. You don't even need to call. You can just bring them back into your life. Make sense what I'm saying? Right? So what's the story you're in? And why are we perpetuating it when we could just go to a new story? Right? Okay, let me just see if there's any other questions here because I want to start to flip the switch on some of these things, right? Okay, no, I think we got it all. Okay, so I want, in the chat, I want you to each tell me one thing that you are going to release tonight in your release ceremony, one thing. Try to be specific. Don't just say like self-judgment. Be specific in, judging myself about this, worrying about this, fear of investing in myself, a toxic relationship. Okay, be specific, like which one. You don't have to say names or whatever in here. And toxic, remember when we say that we're in a toxic relationship, that's two people create a toxic relationship. If two people are not engaged in the toxicity, it cannot exist. Conflict does not exist unless there's two people in conflict with one another. When one person bows out of the conflict no longer exists. Right? So, why are you keeping toxicity alive? Why are we feeding it, right? So let's be specific. Okay? So this is what I want us all to do. And this is the process that I'm giving you, right? So we're going to write out, we are going to journal, we're going to notice the themes, and we're going to release tonight. We're going to do a release ceremony this evening. Wherever you are in the world, it does not matter. Just make sure that you've done this before you get on the Zoom with me tomorrow. Okay, so before we get on tomorrow morning, I want every single one of you to have done this release ceremony. And so what you are going to write on a piece of paper, it could just be the left-hand side of these pieces of paper. Rip it down the middle. Anything you wrote on, the right-hand side, I think is the side, the release side. We're going to burn it all. You can burn it, you can rip it up, you can throw it in the trash, whatever you want, but we are releasing it. And so this ritualization of the release is energetically a way for you to say, to cut off from, to decide to no longer experience it, right? And so the burning of it, the ripping of it up, the crumbling of it, the putting it in the garbage, it's very, very symbolic, right? But before you rip it up and burn it, I want you to write the truth statement. I want to be super clear that we're going to be very, very intentional, right? So I'm releasing myself from the judgment of my godson's mother. Okay, so this is putting the ownership on someone else. Someone else is judging me and I'm going to release myself from the judgment of someone else. No, no, no. What we're actually releasing is the feelings that you're letting it have on you. We're not releasing their judgment because that might exist with or without you. It doesn't matter. But what we're going to release is my hurt feelings. We're going to release the sadness. We're going to release all the ways in which we're judging ourselves because my godson's mother is judging me. That's what we're releasing. So let's be super specific. Because outside things are always going to happen. They're always going to exist. It's how we respond to them, what we believe in them, the story that we tell about them, right? I release on being stuck with financial blocks and ready to grow and create generational wealth. So let's be super Chris Kamala. So you're releasing the idea that you're stuck financially. Okay, so that's a belief that you're stuck financially. So you believe that. And so because you believe that, it's going to continue to be your truth. So what would be a truth statement that would be the opposite of that? The truth is, I am extremely wealthy. and my finances grow every day. Okay, so I want us to make sure that as we're releasing, we have a replacement truth statement that we're now going to believe to be true. So then you release tonight, Kamala, right? So you're like, okay, tonight I'm releasing this belief that I'm stuck financially. I'm saying goodbye to this forever. And I'm now going to believe that I'm wealthy and I'm getting wealthier every day. So then tomorrow, you're going to wake up and you're going to go, okay, day one of my wealthiest life ever. I'm now a wealthy person. So then what are we going to do? We're going to think from wealth ideas all day starting tomorrow. You can't go back and start thinking from financially stuck. That's not embodiment. Okay, so we're going to talk about that tomorrow more and more. But this is why I'm having you make sure you've got a new truth statement, the opposite of what you currently believe to be true. Right? Okay, let me do a couple more of these. I want to make sure that we all totally get it. Fear of achieving public speaking. Okay, amazing. So you're afraid of achieving public speaking, or you're afraid of not achieving public speaking? I don't know. But public speaking is something you're afraid of, essentially, is I think what you're saying here. So what would be the truth? You love to speak publicly with ease, and people book you constantly. I used to be a woman who would never speak in front of like 10 people. No way. Now I could get on stage in front of 10,000 people. I'd love it. Give me a mic. Let's go. And zero preparation. I don't want to be prepared. I cannot be prepared for God's guidance. I have to be open. And if I'm prepared, then I'm not open for it, right? It makes me excited to get up on there for like 10,000 people. Like, yeah. What's the difference? I remembered. But truly though, I added something. One year, one of my truth statements was, I speak in front of crowds with ease, with clarity and confidence. It was a new belief that I allowed myself to believe, right? Beautiful, easy peasy. Okay, releasing the judgment of myself regarding the measurement of my success. Okay, who determines when you're successful? When you've reached it, when you're there, when you can finally say, I am successful. Who says? Your father? Your mother? Your social media following? Your boss at work? Your spouse? Your kids? Like, who says it? Who decides? Good question, right? According to who? This is a question that I started using in 2019 or maybe 2020. According to who? People would say something, and I'd be like, according to who? Who said that? Like, where'd that belief come from? Tell me. And they're like, I don't know, people. I'm like, what people? I want to know. It was just a way for me to be curious, to be inquisitive, to challenge some beliefs that are out there in the world. It was like, well, according to who? So the truth is then that you are your own measurement of success. You get to decide what success is, and then you get to decide if you have or have not met it. So I would really love for every single one of you to go into 2026 believing that you are highly successful. Heck yes, I am a successful person, and I am getting more successful every single day. Because if there's any energy in you that believes that you're not successful enough, lack in limitation, it's a lower vibration on the scale, it's a lower level of identity. And so your point of attraction is going to be very, very different. And then how are you going to show up in the world if you think you're not that successful? Are you going to get up there loud and proud on a stage and speak in front of 10,000 people and be like, hey, I'm Kathleen Cameron, I'm sort of successful? No. Right? Confidence. It's belief. So Cindy doesn't have to go and become more successful. All she needs to do is believe she already is. And then once you believe that you already are, the world bends to give you more of that, right? So what are all the ways that you all achieve success in 2025? Where's all the gains? Where did you do right? And please do not gauge your success based on money. Please do not gauge your success based on a number on a scale. Do not gauge your success based on your relationships and whether people like you or not. Gauge your success on yourself. Where did I feel confident? Where did I feel love? Where did I show up? Where was I bold? Where did I take risks? Where did I lead with love? Where did I give a lot? Where was I really caring? Where did I take care of somebody or something? That's how I want you to gauge your success. You can all tell a story. Your mind will literally believe whatever you give it. So if you tell a story about all the ways in which you didn't, that'll be true. But if you tell a story of all the ways you did, oh man. So we've seen Rachel in the chat here today. Rachel's talking about her 2025 and just how successful she's been and how she's been killing it. What is going to happen for her in 2026? More of the same. And then if she believes that 2026 is going to be even better, hold on to your hat, guys. It's all about what you assume to be true. That's why I tell every single one of you, if you are going to come in here and you are going to invest in House of Manifestation, or you're going to come into Millionaire, you're going to come into Modern Mentor, I want you to believe that the day that you signed up for that is a life-changing day and your life is forever going to change. Because that's what will happen. And then add the belief that you're going to come on here and I'm going to interview you. Fantastic. Right? And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy every single time. Somebody had put in the chat box here that they wanted to take a Millionaire in our Black Friday deals, but they didn't feel prepared. Okay. Wow, that ego. Strong one. Trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you comfortable, trying to keep you in the same place. Of course you're not prepared. You need to become the prepared version of you in order to be prepared. Right? It's like, well, I'm not ready yet. Oh, okay. Ready is a decision. Ready isn't something that just happens to you. It's not like, okay, suddenly you got to decide to be ready and you got to decide to make a change, decide to be different. And so we're giving you a beautiful ritual to do tonight to help you with your decision making of who you're going to see yourself as next. What's the belief that you're going to have? What's the feeling, right? But I also want every single one of you, as you're doing this release ceremony tonight, to let your emotions flow as they will. Okay? So if it's emotional for you, amazing. And that emotion might be, you might get a little bit frustrated with yourself. You might get a little bit mad. You might want to cry. You might do a little yell. You might be silent. It might be all internal. You can do it with your children. It does not matter. Whatever you want to do, highly, highly suggest that you do it, but I want you to let the emotions go with it. Okay? So Cindy, the feeling that you haven't achieved success yet, we're going to let that feeling go. So have one little, Cindy, like you haven't done enough yet. Cry about it, let it go. And then we're going to say, okay, enough of that. No more. Effective immediately, Cindy is successful going forward. We're not going to hang out and hover in the old idea anymore. Fear of starting my business because this will be hard and I will have no time for me. I have my own business. I have like 6 of my own businesses now, and I am loving my life, and it is so balanced and so full and so freaking magical. So I don't know who told you that lie, that starting your own business is hard and you'll have no time for yourself. I have more time for myself than I ever did as a registered nurse, and this is way easier than being a registered nurse. Way easier. Those beliefs served me well, didn't they? Because that's now my experience, right? So what is Tammy now going to believe about starting her business? I'm so excited to start my business because I'm going to get my work-life balance back, and my life is going to be more fulfilling and easy. There we go. Right? So this is why this release ceremony is so good, because we're going to let go of things. Okay, so this is what I want all of you to do. So step 1 is to write out all of the things that you are releasing from 2025 and not taking with you into 2026. So these are limiting beliefs, these are experiences, these are ideas, these are stories, these are potentially people, things, behaviors. Keep it crisp and concise. Try to find themes. So if there's an overall theme of judgment in your life, you're judging yourself and you're judging others, do the overall judgment theme, right? If there's something around your health where you keep staying in the same place in terms of your health and you're not moving forward into healthy behaviors, make that one health theme, right? Maybe it's love and relationships. Maybe the theme is that you're in a toxic relationship and you keep staying. So we're either going to leave the toxic relationship or we're going to manifest it's no longer toxic. I think both options are available to you, whichever you'd like to have. And then it could be financial. If there's a theme around finances, what's the theme? What's the theme around self-love? So I don't think you need to write out 17 pages. I think if you just have a nice, clean, concise list of all the things that you're going to bless and release, and you're leaving them in 2025, and you're no longer going to take them into 2026. That is what I want you to do. Okay, so write out that entire list. Then I want you to write out truth statements of the opposite. I am health, I am wealth, I am abundant, I am prosperity, I love myself fully, I am successful. I walk in trust and faith. For those of you that are worriers, I walk in trust and faith. Keep them crisp, concise. So then once we've done our release ceremony, we have a piece of paper to go read to remind us of the truth, of the opposites. Okay? Then once you've done that, you've got your 2 lists now. I want you to burn what is no longer serving you. Light a candle, put it in the candle. Go get yourself a nice little bowl and a lighter and burn it in a bowl. Go outside, have a fire, have a bonfire. You can tear it all up and throw it in the garbage. You can crumple it all up and throw it in the garbage, but something symbolic of a release, of saying goodbye to, of no longer. You can say a prayer, you can read it out loud, you can do it together as a community if you want. You can read it out loud, you can read it within yourself, play some music if you want to feel the emotion and the experience. I will have a little video going up on my Instagram of me releasing in my retreat in Anguilla. I had every single member of my retreat do this, and they walked up and they said what they needed to say to the fire and released it and walked away. We have had people read it out loud on a microphone at my retreats before. We've had people smash plates with it, but it's a very, very cathartic experience, a very, very beautiful release ceremony. Is everybody clear on what we're doing tonight? So this is a collective release ceremony. It means all of us that are here live, plus anybody that's watching this replay, is going to collectively release. If you're watching this a week from now, that's okay, do it now. Just get her done. You're still in the energy of it. It's still an internal release. I would love for each and every one of you to take a picture or a video of your release ceremony and tag me on social media, please, whether it's in Facebook, in our Facebook group, that's private, on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you want. Let me see it, because it brings me so much joy to watch it at night, and I can't wait to see you all doing your release ceremonies. And then come on tomorrow and we'll talk about how it felt and what that experience was like for you. Any questions about that before we end with a final song? Any questions about what we're doing tonight? Make sense? And do anything that you need to do. Do we need to do by month? No, just you're releasing it all. Anything and everything, you're releasing it tonight. Any general themes that you found over the year. The Facebook group is the Manifested Facebook group. Or my Instagram account, Kathleen Cameron Manifest on Instagram. You can tag me there. You can post into the Facebook group, the Manifested group. Reach out to the team too if you have any questions, because we can support you in that way as well. So the column on the right, all the things that didn't go your way, all the limiting beliefs, all the things that you are not taking with you. So the left-hand side is all the good things. Anything that went well, we're keeping it. We're taking it with us. All of our strengths, all the things we're grateful for. Do we need to release ceremonies with loved ones? You can do it whatever way you want, Marin. So some people like to do this alone, and some people do it with their family. What was so beautiful last year, or maybe it was the year before, we had a bunch of people do it with their kids and send me videos of them doing it with their kids. So whatever feels good for you. If you want to do it alone, you do it alone. But if you want to do it with family, you go ahead and do it with family. Is the release section in the workbook? Yes, it is. Do we keep records of the burning? You can take a picture of it if you want, but to me, let it go. Let it go. Like, if it's no longer what you want to keep in your consciousness, release it fully. So the burning of it, to me, I wouldn't keep it. I would say goodbye. I would say goodbye. And you can write it on its own piece of paper and burn that paper. You can do whatever you want. Make this a little ritual for yourself. I'll play some music. I will have a lighter out there. I'll probably go out into the snow and experience that. But I will do this myself as well. I'm going to have a bath first. I'm going to sit in the bath, light a candle, play some beautiful meditation music, do a last little journal, get super crisp and clear. What are the things that I'm releasing? And what are the truth statements? And then I will go outside afterwards and I will burn. So anytime you want to do it, anywhere in the world, just please do it before we get back on Zoom tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am grateful for you all. We are going to end with a beautiful song. I can't play it on the YouTube live stream because we don't have the rights. So if you are on YouTube, Jen, can you tell me the name of the song? Actually, I can just look on my Spotify. Just for those of you that are on the YouTube channel, you can go find it. It's called Let It All Go. Let It All Go by Birdie and Rhodes. Just search Birdie, Let It All Go. Birdie, Let It All Go. So we're going to listen to it together. And then we will go on our way today and we will come back tomorrow after having released